Hello viewer, welcome to my another session of MS Office Excel macro. In this session, we will see what is the objective of this session, what is variable, what are the data types and rule of declared element names for variable, meaning naming convention of the variable. So our objective is after this session you will learn what is variable, how to declare the variable and how to use the variable. Now what is variable? A variable is used to store temporary information that is used for execution within the procedure, module or workbook. Take an example like we are writing some macro and where we are doing certain calculations depending on the worksheet sheet 1 values, and we want to store it somewhere, and finally at the end of the macro we want to show it to the user. So what will you do for that? So for that VB has provided us the variable where we can store that information temporarily, and while executing and after the execution at the end we will show that value via message box to the user and then end our execution. So now you would have understood why variable is required and what is variable. So just you must remember, a variable is nothing but it is used to store temporary information that is used for execution within the procedure, module or workbook. Now data types. As you can see, it has been divided into three parts. First is showing data type, second is the byte used, and third one is the range of values. So now I will explain you the type of data, that is boolean. It is consuming 2 bytes of memory and it stores only true or false. That means for making decision we use this value, whether the value is true or false. Then the integer, this is the numeric data type and it stores only positive or negative numbers, not the decimal. And then long, it has the wide range of value, it stores a wide range of values, and the data type is numeric and it consumes 4 bytes of memory. Then the single, this is also the numeric data type and it consumes 4 bytes of memory and ranges you can see. And the double negative, this is also the numeric data type, it consumes 8 bytes of memory and it has the ranges from start to end you can see. Double positive, 8 bytes and numeric data type. Currency, numeric data type, 8 bytes of memory consumption. Then date variable, date data type is used to store the date type, storing the date data type. And then the object is used to store any kind of object like Excel, Word. And then variant, it is varying, the data type is not fixed, that is what it is variant. And then user defined. What is user defined you will see in the later sessions, but it's too early to say now. So just remember there is a user defined data type as well, and it consumption of the memory is varies depending on the user defined data types. Now the rules of the declared element names for variable. Naming convention rule. It must begin with an alphabetic character or an underscore. It must contain only alphabetic characters, decimal digits and underscores. It must contain at least one alphabetic character or decimal digit if it begins with an underscore. And it must not be more than 1023 characters long. The length limit of 1023 characters also applies to the entire string of a fully qualified name, such as outer namespace dot middle namespace dot inner namespace dot this class dot this element. This is the one variable name. Now the following is the example, the valid variable name example. Like we can declare the variable small a, capital A, 123 underscore underscore and 45, then underscore 565. So these two variable names are a valid variable names. Now you can see following are the three variable names which are invalid, like only underscore, or variable name starting with numeric, or xyz and then dollar sign is used and then again the character. So these three variables are invalid variables. We cannot declare the variables like this. Now we will see practically. We will declare some variables, check its data type and prompt the user with the message. So go to the Excel workbook. Now from here we will go to the Visual Basic Editor. Here we will write the code subroutine, subroutine name. Now here I will be declaring some variable. To declare a variable you need to use the word dim. So before declaring any variable you need to place this word dim, and then the variable name, in this case variable 1, and then the data type of that variable. So the syntax will be as and the data type like string, and after that one more variable like variable 2 as integer. So you can see for declaring variable you need to use word dim and then the variable name and then its data type as string, as integer, dim, variable 3 as long, dim, variable 4 as double, dim, variable 5 as dead, dim, this way I have declared 6 kinds of variables: string data type, using string data type, integer data type, long, double, dead, boolean. Now we will check it what kind of data type each variable is having. So for that I am going to use one of the inbuilt keyword, that is type name, and that I'll be displaying the variable type to the user through the message. So for that I'm just going to use MSG box for displaying message, and then I'll be displaying the string which needs to be in double quotes. So I'm putting some message here. The type of variable is space now. This sign is used for concatenating. This string I am concatenating with the type name of the variable. Now you can see I have concatenated the string which we have inserted here. The type of variable is space, and then concatenating the type name of variable 1. Now we will execute this line by line. As you can see, from the sub, the cursor has come directly to the message box. That means we have only declared the variable yet not assigned any value to it. Now again execute it. Now you can see the type of variable is string. So this way we will check for each variable. Now just change it to 2 and then run it. Now you can see the type of variable is integer. Just change it to 3. Third variable. Now see long, double. Now I will assign some values to the variable. So variable 1 is string is of string data type. So I'm assigning variable1 equals to, this is the variable test, let it be. Now I'll be displaying the value of variable 1 with the message box. If we are displaying the message with the variables, so there is no need to put it into the double quotes, just simply type the variable name after the message box. Now we will execute it. Now you can see the text stored in that variable is displaying in the message box. Now we will store some value of integer data type in variable 2. For assigning, you need to use equal sign, and after that you need to assign the value to the variable. So as variable 2 is of integer data type, so I'll be assigning integers. Now we will run this macro again and see the effect. Run it. Now you have seen 1 2 3 4 5. The number which we assigned to variable 2 is being displayed over here. So this way we can declare the variable and then assign the value to the variable. So this is the very basic examples for declaring and assigning values to the variable, but in practical life you will see how to use this variable and how these variables are useful while writing some meaningful, some robust programming in Excel, and where we will be requiring these variables. Without the variable we cannot do any programming. So I can say variables are the heart of the programming. Thank you viewer. In my next session I'll be coming up with some meaningful, valuable examples where we'll be using variables.